Jen and I just wanted to do a quick presentation of what our past year at Swaziland has looked like and what we're anticipating for 2015. I'm going to talk first. I'm going to talk about Project Canaan as a whole and what Project Canaan does, and talk briefly about what I do for the farm. And then Chad's going to talk about what his last year has been and what he is looking forward to in 2015. Project Canaan has four major divisions. The first is the farm and dairy. We have 2,500 acres and we farm some of that land. The major produce that we grow is zucchini, patty pans, and green beans. We harvest those and then we take them to the ISO building, which is a building on the farm. And there they are packaged and then prepared for our distributors. We sell them to distributors and then they take them to market. We also grow maize, and maize is a part of our community distribution. We grow the maize on the farm, we grind the maize on the farm, and then we take them out to the churches that we've partnered with. Project Canaan has partnered with several churches in our area, and those churches, once they get the maize, they're responsible for feeding the people in their community. And then we have the dairy. The dairy is new this year, just in 2014. We have 40 cows. And those cows are producing all of the milk that we need for Project Canaan, all the dairy needs. So that's milk that the toddlers and babies drink, plus yogurt, and then imasi as well, which is a fermented milk drink that the aunties on the farm drink. And so that is the farm and the dairy. The next division is the children. Now the children is the division that most people are familiar with. It's sort of the face of Heart for Africa of Project Canaan. On Project Canaan, we take in children that have been abandoned, that have no other place to go. Right now we have 81 kids, which puts us over capacity. We have a capacity for 80. So we've actually made some adjustments in the past month or so we can continue accepting children even though we are at capacity. Right now we have a baby home for the babies, the tinies, and then a toddler home. And the next is Msini, and Msini is in the process of being built right now. It is expected to be completed in March of 2015. In conjunction with Msini, which will be the forever home. That's where the kids, once they move out of the toddler home, they'll go to Msini, and then they are there until they leave Project Canaan. For all intents and purposes, there is no adoption out of Swaziland. So when the kids come to us, they are there for life, for all of their childhood. So Msini is where they will go out of the toddler home and then be there until they're 18 and they move on. And so in conjunction with Msini is Oasis, and the Oasis is the dining hall for the kids. And so both of those are being built right now, again expected to be complete in March. And then along with the places that the kids live is the schools. We have a preschool, their first year was this year, and then we also have a kindergarten. The kindergarten was completed in October, and their first year will start in January, and Isaac will actually be attending kindergarten there along with some of the kids that are at the toddler home, the olders, and then a couple of kids who their families work on the farm. And the next division is the medical. We just had a clinic built on Project Canaan. It was completed in July of 2014. At the clinic, we have two nurses. One of the nurses that serves is a volunteer from the U.S., and then we have another woman who is from Zimbabwe and is a nurse there. And then we also have a doctor that comes and sees patients. The clinic is really neat because obviously it serves as a place for all the kids to go that are living on Project Canaan, but it's also a place for all of the workers. It is accessible to every worker that is on the farm. So now they have a clinic that is close to them, that they have easy access to, and there's a staff there that treats them with respect, empowers them, gives them good information about what's going on with them. So it's a really neat new facet of Project Canaan. The fourth division then is the artisans, Kutsala artisans. We take Swazis, we teach them a trade, so then they have something that they can support their families with. First we have a group of women that they make jewelry. Then we have a group of men that we've taught to do beadwork, and so they bead things like ornaments, or there's some home decor that they do. And then new is stone carving. We actually just had somebody come to the farm and teach some people how to carve stone, and so now that's another part of the Kutsala artisans. So those are the four major divisions of Project Canaan. But in addition to that, there are many other parts of Project Canaan of the farm. We have a mechanic shop on the farm. There's a wood shop on the farm. There's a construction team, and that team is responsible for building every single building on Project Canaan. We have the kibbutz, which is like a safe house for women who need a place to go and their children. So Project Canaan encompasses many different things, many different ways that we are in Swaziland and trying to make a difference. As a whole, Project Canaan, our goal is to be self-sustainable by 2020. Right now, we are dependent, the organization as a whole is dependent on donations, but by 2020, we hope that between the farm, the produce that's being grown, and the Kutsala artisans and some other places that we will be profiting enough that then the children, everything is supported by the profits on the farm. For me personally, what I do for Project Canaan is I'm the bookkeeper. Bookkeeping in Swaziland is very similar to bookkeeping in the U.S. I do things like accounts payable, accounts receivable, payroll, petty cash. I work part-time, and our office is in the same neighborhood that our family lives in, which is very convenient. So I just walk up the street a few times a week and do some work and then go back to my family. And now Chad is going to talk a little bit about his part at Project Canaan.
Hello. So when I first went over there, my first job was hospitality management, which pretty much meant that I just made the guests feel like they were just welcomed into a hotel-style environment. I'd go and buy their food from the market for their lunches and their breakfasts. And then if they wanted, I would cook them dinner for while they're there, and then just make sure they had cell phones with minutes and just whatever other things they needed, just maintenance, repairs, make sure it's all ready to go for them. So that when they're there on the farm, all they have to worry about is what they're supposed to be doing the next day on the farm with their work and whatever they've got going on in their trip. In addition to that, I also take care of the purchasing of supplies and food for the babies, the toddlers, and the aunties. And in addition to that, I've sought out new vendors to get us some bulk rate prices on some things we were initially just buying at like your local grocery store. And after a while of that, we were able to save quite a bit of money with the new contacts I found. And then in addition to that, when those cows started producing lots and lots of milk, we were able to take all of the dairy products we were buying from the store and produce them in the farm, which included the yogurt for the babies and the toddlers, started pasteurizing lots of milk for the babies and the toddlers, the amasi for the aunties, and then we did some cheese as well. And then on top of that, I also was working with Mark, the head of the construction, in addition to one of our vendors, a restaurant supply company. I was helped with them guys to design the Oasis building, which is going to serve in about 5 years 200 people, 160 children, and 40 staff. And that's going to be opening up in March, which next year, one of my goals to get done is when equipment starts coming in, just starting to train the aunties and whoever's going to be cooking up there just how to work in a restaurant type environment. In addition to that, once that starts running, I'll be managing that in addition to the other things that I do manage on the farm with the toddlers and the baby home. And another thing I want to get up and running is I purchased some cheese ingredients to take over there and start to make some mozzarella, which I've been in contact with 4 different pick and pay stores over there, and they want to buy from us. They want to help us out just because of who we are, and they know what we represent, and they want to support that. So I've got some leads on some mozzarella, and they also want to buy yogurt from us, some masi, and maybe some other products that we can make for them. And last but not least, what all the volunteers are asked to try to do before they leave is to take whatever their job is and try to train someone to pass it on to them, preferably a Swazi, so that when we go, it's not them trying to fill another hole, it's them supporting another local Swazi person with the job and getting them educated and just helping them out any way we can. So that's what I'm going to be doing for next year.
And Chad is not good at bragging on himself, so I'm actually going to just say a couple of things. Chad has had such a large hand in cutting down costs on Project Canaan. He designed the Oasis building and it has just really been had a pivotal role at Project Canaan. He doesn't want to say that because he's very humble, but as his wife, it's been really neat to see Chad step up into a role and just blossom in doing something that he really loves. So as the Flentges, we would like to thank you for all the support that you've given us in the past year and just the prayers, the money, everything. It means so much to us. The random comments on Facebook or on my blog, they really do mean a lot to us. And we also would like to thank you for the support for 2015. If you're interested in supporting us, there are three main ways that you can support us. First, of course, we ask that you pray for us. Three major things that you could pray for is Isaac is starting kindergarten, and that will be a big transition for our family. Of course, leaving our family is always hard. It's hard to be so far away from our family. We love Swaziland. We love what we're doing with Project Canaan. We love the people that we're working with, but we still miss our family when we're gone. And then third would be Chad is going to be filling some new roles, specifically managing the whole Oasis. So just pray that that's a smooth transition for him and that goes well. The second way that you can support us, of course, is financially. We are volunteers, so we go over completely dependent on people here to support us financially while we are working in Swaziland. If you get on heartforafrica.org, you can find the Flentges and you can get on there and make a donation that way. You can do a one-time donation, or you can choose to do a recurring monthly donation. Our goal was actually to be completely funded before we left last year for the entire 2 years, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So we're hoping to raise more funds this year so we can complete the entire next year at 2015 while we're in Swaziland. And then the third way you can support us is to come. We would love to see your smiling faces in Swaziland. Come visit us, and Chad will cook you a meal. He's a really good cook. Yep. There is one major trip, one large trip that comes each year through Heart for Africa, but there are also small trips all throughout the year that are more skill-based. If you know how to sew, or if you have background in construction, or if you have a medical background, there's always trips like that that are coming over all throughout the year. Again, if you get on heartforafrica.org, you will see some more information on that. So thank you again, and we hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks.